Okay, we're gonna work on this easy problem called Teemo attacking. Our hero Teemo is attacking an enemy Ash with poison attacks. I'm reading the problem out loud because I had a request from a viewer. When Teemo attacks Ash, Ash gets poisoned for exactly duration, seconds, where duration is a variable. More formally, an attack at second t will mean Ash is poisoned during the inclusive time interval t to t plus duration minus 1. If Teemo attacks again before the poison effect ends, the timer for it is reset, and the poison effect will end duration seconds after the new attack. You are given a non-decreasing integer array time series, where time series at index I denotes that Teemo attacks Ash at second time series index I, and an integer duration, and we want to return the total number of seconds that Ash is poisoned. So let me draw through an example real quick, and then hopefully give me some insight. But right now, this is starting to look like a merge interval problem, so I might view that in that kind of lens. Okay, so let me get my Excalibur set up. So we have Teemo attacking at seconds 1, 4, and the duration of these attacks is 2 seconds, so that means he'll be attacking from seconds 1 to 3, and then again from 4 to 6. Okay, so the total sum of the time of Teemo's attacks will be this ending interval minus a starting interval, and we have to do that for each of these intervals. So it would be 2 here and 2 here, so a total time of 4 seconds. But the tricky part of this problem relies, or is about the fact that Teemo's attacks can refresh the timer. So for example, if we have 2 attacks at seconds 1 and 2, the first attack will go from seconds 1 to 3, and the second attack will go from seconds 2 to 4, like so. However, these two intervals overlap a bit. So this is where the merge intervals come in. My idea is to just calculate the intervals for each of these attacks, merge the ones that overlap, and then calculate the differences between each of the intervals. So in this example, this would look like, we'll merge this interval, so it's 1 to 4, and then this just has a duration of 3 seconds. And we could see that's correct here. So yeah, this problem will break it into a few steps. I forgot to start the timer again. First, we must calculate each interval. I know I do this with a list comprehension. Then we need to merge intervals, and then calculate total time. Okay, so our intervals would look like I plus duration minus 1 for I in time series. This should give us, I'm using the formula provided in the description of the problem. This should give us a list of lists where each item in the list is the start of the interval and the ending of the interval. Because we are guaranteed that this integer array is non-decreasing, this is already going to be in sorted order, so we don't need to do that before we merge. Okay, so let's merge intervals. Merged. Select the list and merge append and I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. This is just getting the first interval of the intervals, so oops. This would be 1, 3 in this example. And then for I length intervals. So yeah, if we have multiple this is inside this for loop, we're comparing two intervals. We're always going to have an interval we're comparing against, and we need to do that in the case that, let's say, for example, this was our interval pattern. 1 to 1 to 3, 2 to 4, and 3 to 5. This would all merge into one singular interval. So we need to iteratively merge these intervals. This one would be A, this one would be B, and then our new interval would look something like this. This would be A, this would be B, and then finally our merged interval would look like this. A. And this would be in our merged. This is what I'm doing right here. Okay, so if A end is greater than or equal to B start, merge interval is equal to, we're guaranteed that A is always less than or equal to B because of this integer array being non-decreasing. So the start of our new merge interval will be A start plus whatever is the maximum of B end or A end. And this could be the case because, actually, I don't think this is necessary because it should always be B end because intervals are always of the same length. But I'm doing it anyway because it's a constant operation, and why not? Okay, then we need to merge, we need to we can remove the top interval because we're going to replace this interval with our new merged interval. And then else. If these two do not overlap, then we're just going to append the next interval. Like here, this would be 1 to 3, this would be 4 to 6. These don't overlap, and they're two distinct intervals, so our merge would look like this in this case. Okay. Then we need to calculate the total time. Total time is equal to 0. Turn total time for start, end, and merge. Time plus equals end minus start. 2. Okay. Looks like I'm missing something obvious. Yeah, so these are both 2, and that's wrong. Okay. Yeah, even I get stuck on easy problems sometimes. Not insinuating that I'm particularly amazing at Leetcode problems, but just for the hell of it, I'm gonna print intervals I just to make sure I'm doing that part correctly. I'm not. Okay. No, I did this part a bit incorrectly. Inclusive time interval. Yeah, no, I just did that part correctly. I needed to change this to I plus duration because this is exclusive by default. Okay, so this should work. Our solution's horrible, but you solved it. It's not that bad, but it definitely can be better. Okay, let's see, what else can we optimize here? So I don't need to do this. I could do this iteratively and not bother with the whole merge things. And I think that's how it was intended. Yeah, I could do this iteratively, I think. So for start in time series, it starts at 1, it ends at 1 plus duration, which is 3. I'll have ending starting at like -1 or something. Yeah, and it's equal to -1. I'm just spitballing for this. So end is equal to now start plus duration. Actually, we should probably check the end first. If end this refers to the end of the previous element. Here it's going to be -1, which we're guaranteed will never be the above the start because this minimum start time is at 0. So if end is less than if end is less than start, then what do we want to do? So I think we're on the right track. I might just start coding this up and figure it out as I go. So yeah, let's not do this. Then for start and time series, total time plus equals 0. Oops, equals 0. So I just need to explicitly handle 2 cases, which is overlapping and non-overlapping intervals. So if end is greater than our start, then these intervals overlap. What do we do? Intervals overlap. Else intervals don't overlap. They don't overlap. Let's work through the example and see what we'd do for each of these two cases. I'll just do this 1, 2, 3 example again. So let's say end is at -1 still. So -1. Then we have 1, new end is at 3. And then we have 2 to 4. Hello? Oh, this is from our last submission. Okay, let's do an extreme example because I think that would highlight the differences more obviously. So we'll have like 3, and then we'll have 5, and then we'll have our duration equal to 6. So 3, 4, let's just say it goes to 9, 3 to 9, and 5 goes to 11, 5, 11. So our total time poisoned is equal to 11 minus 3, which is 8 seconds. So or we could do 3 to 9, and if this 9 is greater, then we just take the difference between these two. Yeah, that sounds better actually. Okay, wow, that took me a long time to get there. And you know what? Coding it still might be a bit ambiguous. Plus equals and minus the max of end time. Okay, yeah. No, I think it's the other way. Minus. Duration. So this is minus max. Yeah, is it like this? Much better. Okay, I don't think this is necessary. I'm curious to see how these solutions are so fast. But yeah, this is a better solution. Instead of doing the whole merge interval stuff, we are every time we see a new interval, if the previous max is within our interval somewhere, like right here is a 9, we're just taking the difference of these two and adding that to our total time. That's our new algorithm, and it's a bit more efficient. Although the runtime doesn't seem to be amazing. It is still open, it's single pass, and it's in constant memory. Although it just looks horrible. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know if you'd like to